All right, folks, first step today, charging the battery. I don't know if it's going to start, but I just, kind of wiped the dirt and dust off it to kind of figure out what's going on, figure out what all is, the main sort of issues that need to be resolved. Didn't really find anything extra. There's like glue and stuff from them transporting it. So the first thing I'm going to do is in here there's this piece of aluminum, which is essentially a crash structure, which obviously has been crashed, and what I'm trying to figure out is how it is attached to this frame. It looks like it's riveted, but it also looks like it's glued, and what I'm trying to figure out, I don't know if you can see up in there, is essentially like where does it stop? Where does the support stop? And then in terms of like, the body is basically attached to this thing. So, what would be the process to remove this component? And then also I'm going to see what I can do about actually finding the component. What's nice is I'm finding that everything has part numbers actually on the thing. So if you look at this lower cross member, maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. Everything has part numbers, which is awesome. So you can basically look up the part number, reach out to various sources, see if you can source the part. Aston actually restricts some of the parts, and I think some of this structure part is restricted. They'll only sell it to certain people who are certified to work on the cars. So today my first step is actually second step. I washed it, didn't wash it, wiped it. I'm gonna take the car over to a certified Aston shop, body shop, and see what they would quote me to swap this thing out. I don't know what the process would be to get this thing out. I don't know if they have to lift the body off of this or drop the subframe. I have no idea, but should be interesting since the panel above it, all that needs to come out. It's obviously it's all smashed up, and over here too. So this whole panel needs to come out anyway. So maybe with the removal of the panel, you don't need to pull the body. I don't know. So we're gonna start with the professionals and ask them what they think, and figure out what it is they recommend, and obviously they're probably gonna recommend themselves, and then go from there. But yeah, it's so nice. Everything's labeled, and it's got I looked up the parts yesterday. They're all available. If you want to order them, I'm sure if you go to the dealership and order them, it's ridiculous, but there's some aftermarket places that you can order them. And then to separate these things, they've got rivets. I was looking online last night. It looks like the rivets are used to basically get the structure into the proper positioning, and then they use this bonding, the seam sealer bonding, to bond the parts together. And everything's carbon fiber and aluminum. So like you can see back there, this carbon is cracked, but we'll find out if that crack is something that can just be structurally repaired, and whether it needs to come out or not, or sort of how to proceed on those things. But yeah, I'm encouraged. I found pretty much every part where I found a label and found the part number on the label. Every one of those parts is available. Like this is this part here is actually the housing that holds the trunk hinge. You can see the hinge in there. The hinge is actually broken, snapped off at the top. I don't know if you can see that, but basically it's gonna be just find the parts and then get them replaced. This little air dam, obviously it needs to be replaced. The one on this side is okay. It's got, actually that's not a crack, that's just a seam. Beautiful. But there's some parts missing from, obviously when it got crashed, they didn't keep all the parts with the car. So we'll have to source those things, which it looks like is possible, which is awesome. And then, go from there. Oh yeah, there's the other hinge. This hinge, you can see it's all broken. So, yeah, so Aiden and I going over to Oakland to check that out. And There's some other stuff I'm trying to figure out. The car has sensors for parking sensors, and you know, obviously this side here has the parking sensors here. The other side's gone. I can't even find the wires that would have attached that thing, so I don't know where they're at. So I need to do a little searching and researching. And then last night, Aiden and I, we were testing to see if the rear light tail light is above the window, if that was working when you hit the brakes. It's not. So trying to figure out where the path is for the wires. Does it come from the front? Does it come from the back? I kind of suspect it might come from the back. There's a lot of wires here, and where they're controlled from, so we can figure out, is it a rear component issue, or do I need to spend some time looking further, or you know, what do we need to do? So some of this is just kind of like research and searching and figure out what the heck is what. So it's a fun and interesting project. Keeps your brain working. Love that. So talk to you later.